Welcome back. Well, I'm sure this is not the video that most of my regular viewers are expecting right now, but I do a little bit of everything. And so today we brought our camper home and we're getting it ready for the season, for our seasonal lot, and the slide was stuck closed. So if you want to see how things work, see how I go through and do some troubleshooting and, make stuff work, follow along. Camper fun. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. So we get our camper home for the season, get it ready. We sit at a seasonal lot, and so we're trying to get it ready. Brought it home, go to bring the slide out. Front motor on this slide is working. Back one back here, nothing, no go, does absolutely nothing. This is the infamous Schwintek slide system. I'm not a huge fan of it. It works all right, but it's not really that great, to be honest. I kind of wish I had a rack and pinion slide. So I had an issue with this front motor up here a few years ago. Ended up being the actual cable and where it connects to the motor was bad. They actually had the cable end is molded together from a female plug with a male adapter to a male plug. So it's basically just pins stuck in, and then they actually filled it with like a rubber glue to make it a male end instead of a female. And what happened is some of that rubber got in between there and basically lost connection inside. So I got that fixed, and that's been good to go. That's been a number of years now, and it's been fine, but now this one is giving us a problem. Gave me a little bit of an issue last year, but this year I cannot get it to go. So I'll show you what I'm doing so far to try to make it work. So first thing I did is this plastic cover up here in the corner. It's got these 3 screws in it. I popped those off, and then that, and then right in this area here, I actually take and I don't mind all the marks around it. It wasn't great. I used my oscillating multi-tool and cut this out. I saw a guy in a forum used a hole saw and did this. I didn't have a hole saw, but I had that and it worked. All this stuff will be hidden except for this little tiny bit down here, which whatever. I got to make it work. So pull this back, and there's a screw right here that I pulled out, and that actually locks that Schwintek motor in place. And then I went on the side here, back here, and pulled this gasket out. And you can't really see it right here, but you can see the motor is actually right behind here. And I was actually able to take my screwdriver, get it in there, and pry that motor up. So now with that motor disengaged, it's not going to be easy, but I'll be able to manually bring this slide out. And then with that, then I'll get a new motor ordered, and then will be the fun, because on this particular camper, there's like no room back here to even get to this motor, so I'm gonna have to pull the trim off the slide and everything on the other side to get back in there. But we'll get a new motor. So once this is all done, this will all go back together, get covered up, and the trim cap will go up on here, and it'll be like it never happened. So I'm gonna try to get a little view in here for you, see if you can see the motor. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on the camera or not. It's not looking very promising, I'll tell you that. You can kind of see it right back there, right where the screwdriver tip is, but yeah, let's see here. Well, you just won't really focus on it. But that's it right back in there. There you go. There you can kind of see it. You can kind of see some light on it, and that dark spot right above it there is the hole I was able to get the screwdriver into to pop that motor up. So now that motor's loose, and we'll try to pull it out. Well, I've got various tools here. I've got a couple suction cups I'm thinking maybe put on here and see if I can get some tension on it to help pull it out. And I've got a couple of various pry bars, so we'll see what I can get happen. See what I can make happen. So of course, I don't want to pull super hard on this, because my luck is it would end up separating the fiberglass from the body. So I'm just going to use this for a little bit of tension, is all. So from here for a little bit I tried various tools, and you're not going to believe what actually ended up working. If you're a little bit of a redneck like I am, you're going to enjoy this one. This may be a terrible idea, but I'll try it anyway. This around here any bit. What are you doing, goofball?
I climbed the ladder.
Sure.
I'm scared. Could it fall?
Shouldn't.
Oh, this is the side you're supposed to climb.
Yeah, on the other side.
I'm sorry. There's school. I'm taller than you now. What are those red things?
Suction cups.
Can you climb the walls with that?
No, not really.
Oh, can I?
No, you can't. No, it's on there.
I love you.
That's interesting. The bottom is what's locked.
Who are you talking to?
Myself. Okay.
I love you. Great thing.
Hey, if it looks stupid and it works, it ain't stupid. And get ready for a good laugh here. 3, 2, 1. There we go, getting some progress. It's very slow, but I've got it out about 1.5 inches, 2 inches now. So that's progress. I'm happy with that. So now, of course, the difficult thing about this is I cannot access the inside of here because the slide comes all the way into the kitchen. So the only way I can get in here is to pull the slide out from outside. It's not fun. Starting to get somewhere now. Got about 3 inches or so. It's gonna come slow, but we'll get it. Of course, now I've got to move this side, pull it out, use the motor to drive that side out. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I don't like that. The shoe is too far back from the face of the jack. I really want to find one of the scissor jacks. I'm not sure if I have one here. Let me go do some digging. All right, found a scissor jack. I think this is what I want for here. I don't want to put too much force here out because it's on the end and I don't want to bend or break that. It's actually working pretty well. It is really bowing it out hard here. I'm going to let this go and see if I can get another piece of wood behind it to kind of spread that load and get it out a little bit more. And another good laugh here. Just a great angle here, isn't it? Yeah, I got a good laugh out of this while editing the video. Hey Mia,
Yeah.
want to come help for a second?
Yeah. What?
I need you take this 2x4. No, come down over here.
Okay.
Put that 2x4 in between there. I'm not gonna switch my fingers. Push it up a little more. All the right about there like that. Yep. Hold it there. And you screw the jack in.
Oh, it's that.
That's fine.
I let go.
Nope, not yet. Wait till I get this sandwich in there. Alright, now you can go. Thank you. There you go. That spreads that load out a little bit more versus just where that foot pad is. This is actually working pretty well. Slowly.
You want me to move the ladder?
Not yet. Alright, we're still out quite a bit further here. So with these, it's the servo motors there, and so the controllers, if it doesn't sense the other motor moving, it's only going to move the one motor a little bit. So it'll only move that slide out. Okay. So it'll only move the other motor out like an inch or so. This is an automatic mode right now. I can put it in manual mode and run it, but it doesn't stay in manual mode for very long either. So I'm just kind of bumping it out, let it go. It's an inch or two, then you double tap the other way, and then go back out, and then it'll go out a little more, and then you just keep doing that. So alternatively, I can come down here and hit the button on the controller 6 times and then hold it on the 7th until the lights start flashing, and then I can go and run it in auto or in manual. Then we get that. And so, but by the time I go back over there, it's not going to be in manual anymore. So the important thing here is to not let either side get out too far out of balance with the other. You don't want to jack that whole system up. I'll bring you in here for a close-up just to show you what I have going on. So you can see here, I've got a piece of plywood kind of wedged in between. I just, you know, one of those scraps you have laying in the garage. They're handy, don't throw them away. So I've got it actually fit perfect in between my awning rail and my slide out here. And then this side I've got a 2x4 pushed all the way against the edge here, and to kind of spread out this load over just the shoe of the jack. And I've just got the scissor jack in here expanding it apart. Yeah, there we go. So we'll work on getting this out the rest of the way. Well, I think that's as far as I'm going to push it out for now, because I'm going to try to get that motor out of there and get that replaced. So we're going to go in here and run in and see. Get this. So of course the motor is way back here underneath this. So I have some digging to do, and you can see I have no room. I'll move the door. Let's see here. I think I can get that door out of the way. Yeah, give me a little bit more room. But yeah, that's do not have much room to look or to see or anything. So let's see if I can get that out of there. All right, got the camera flipped. So let's see here. I'm actually going to use this to try to see what I'm doing because I can't see around this corner here. So yeah, you can see the motor right there. Here's the cable for the motor. See, I don't quite remember how I pulled this all apart on the other side because, like I said earlier in the video, this cable was an issue. I don't remember how this comes out. I don't want to just pull it out and break it. But I believe that motor has to come out through here. Alright, so I looked it up and it was kind of like I thought. This seal just pulls back. There's just some adhesive on it here, so it's just kind of glued to there. The plug came right out, and this is the plug I was talking about earlier in the video. So you can kind of see the male pins in there. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's male pins in this. But if you cut this off, actually inside here, it's opposite. It's actually female inside, and it's like they just took this and kind of molded their own end around a female plug and made it a male plug. Not a very good design because that molded rubber gets inside there like it did on my other one and killed the connections. So we've got the motor out now. Let's see here. I'm gonna see. I can't remove it. I'm gonna go grab a screwdriver. All right, back with the screwdriver. Let's see if I can get in here. There we go. Pop the motor up. Come on out of there. Thing is not wanting to come out. I feel like that coupling is not supposed to be stuck to the motor. Alright, so yeah, so it looks like I'm having an issue with this coupler. You can kind of see it on there, a little collar down at the bottom of the motor. I don't think that is supposed to be staying on there. I think that's supposed to stay in the wall. But it's seized onto my motor. We're making some progress, I think. There we go. There we go. Yeah, things rusted right to it. There we go. Got it out now. Yeah, look at all the rust in there. You know, I saw a lot of people over the years complaining about this Schwintek system, and I've always kind of gave it the benefit of the doubt. And I got to tell you, this thing is a pain in the ass. This is terrible. we go. There's the motor out. Yeah. I can see the brushes in there a little bit. I don't know if you'll be able to see on camera because the angle of the flash, but from what I can see, the brushes look okay. So, yeah, so I'm going to plug this guy in. Boy, that mess does not look good on the top there. Jeez. But I'm going to plug this in and see what we can do about moving it around, see if it does anything for us. All right, so we've got the slide out as much as we need to get it right now. And so I've got the motor out. So here is the motor right here. As you can see inside, it doesn't look too bad. I don't know if you're able to see inside there, but I don't really see any rust or corrosion or anything inside there. It actually looks pretty good. Let's see if I can get some better light out here. I might just drown it out from everything else being so bright. There we go. So yeah, I mean, nothing really looks too bad. I mean, it looks pretty good to me, I think. So, I don't know, maybe some rust got into the gearbox side here or what, but I mean, you can see it's definitely had some moisture. So, when I had the issue with the front motor, I actually purchased a new cable right from Lippert. And so that will make this pretty easy. So I'm actually going to be able to go underneath here on the 3150BH. Your slide controllers are underneath your back kitchen behind your front drawer. So those are right there. So I will, because I have this extra cable, this is my front slide controller right here. I'll be able to pop that out like that. And then I will plug this into there and hold the motor right here. And I'll be able to have somebody flip those controllers back and forth and get a pretty good idea of what's going on. Or the other thing is I could actually just take and pull that wire all the way up front and operate it myself. Alright, so I've got this here. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. Oh, you know what? I see a problem right there already. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but there is a wire that's not even plugged in. It's actually pulled out. So let's see if it does anything. Nope. Completely dead. Does absolutely nothing. So do some digging on this. I don't know if I can get anywhere. This is absolute disaster, the way this is all bent up in here. I don't know why it's even like that. That's wild. It's almost like the motor was spun around, but it wasn't. Yeah, wow, those wires are completely trashed in there. There's a part of me that wanted to see if I could fix this, but boy, I don't know. That is pretty terrible. I got that back in. So the fault that it gave me was a short on one of these. So let's plug that in with everything connected now and see if we get anywhere. Oh, I hear that the motor is actually trying. Boy, it wants to go. So this gearbox is actually seized right up on it. So that's the problem here. So the motor itself is fine. I don't know if you can hear that. The motor's trying to go. I can feel it vibrating a little bit. So I'm gonna mess around with this a little bit here. See if I can break this free. Alright, so I don't have any idea how these come apart, so I'm just gonna wing it. So there's a C-clip on the front here, some Allen heads on the outside. I'm guessing this may hold the thing together, but I'm not really sure. I don't see anything else. So we'll start with a C-clip. Or E-clip, whatever you want to call it. Nope, nothing there. So then I also see these are actually threaded in. I doubt that's going to be the answer. But we're going to do it anyway. The way I look at this kind of stuff is this motor's junk anyway. I have to replace it. So what does it hurt to do this? Yeah, that's definitely nothing. The ENC just comes out like that. So we'll thread that guy back in. Okay. Let's see anything else here. There's a little washer there. Probably not going to see anything behind that. Nope, just the seal. So I guess we'll go with, we'll try pulling these. Let's see here. Top, bottom, front, back, side, side. What do we want to do? Let's go with this one. Now, mind you, I have absolutely zero clue what I'm doing here. I'm just winging it. Go ahead. Alright. Hey, there we go. That's separated. So I'm sure there's going to be some gear reduction planetaries and stuff in here. Oh, geez. Wow. Yeah, that is way worse than I thought that was going to be. That is terrible. Wow. Well, let's see here. Does the motor spin? Yeah, I can get the motor to spin. Hey, we may be able to save this thing. The motor didn't want to spin at first, but it did. Heck, I'm all right. Now this is bad. I don't know if there is any saving this. Let's see here. So we got a little washer. And we got our planetary gears. I'm betting this is just a pack of planetaries in here. Let's see, move some stuff around. Oh, wow. It looks like these are all plastic inside here, so that doesn't help us at all. So, yeah. I'm gonna go grab a pick. Alright, I got a couple picks and a little pair of pliers here. Little beverage. So let's see what we can do here. See, there's a little ring here, but I don't know. Okay, that's not That's not a nothing there. Looks like we can probably get the gears past that once we get them coming out. There we go. There's one. Two. I guess what I'm going to try to do here is see if I can actually save this unit. And what I'd like to do is get it all cleaned up and make it work again. I don't know if that's an Allen driver in there. Ah, the whole thing is wanting to come loose. Okay. Ah, yep, just I thought another planetary set. So let's do this here. Let's put these together in order. So this was the top set. Looks like these gears in here are a little bit bigger in size. Yeah, this is just nasty in here. Let's do the same thing here, so we can pry these gears out. These ones are stuck a little more. I'm pretty stubborn though. Ooh, don't want any of that ending up in my beer. Yes, I'm sure in a perfect world, this is all good. You'd just be able to pull the whole planetary setup out. But it's so gummed up, it just won't do nothing. Yeah, that's it right there. Well, it comes up a little bit. Might be able to work it in. So there's little holes inside there. And get the pick behind it. Pull just a little bit. Just slowly working that planetary setup. Yep, there we go, it's coming. Alright, let's work its way up. Apologize if you can't see this very well on the camera. I think I have it kind of in the right spot. Let me zoom you in a little bit here. There we go. There's that planetary set. Yeah, these gears are seized right up on there. But we can make it work. Okay. And we have another planetary set here. There we go. You can see that one. You can see how gummed up. That's just nasty in there. Jeez, no wonder why the thing didn't want to move. So I'll get this scraped out here. And we'll do the same thing here. So I can get this to focus. There you go. See, I have focus lock it right there. So do the same thing here, so I can kind of work into these holes and pull this planetary set up. Yeah, I'll come in here some brake clean and get this all cleaned up. I think we're going to be able to salvage this. I think we're going to get this working good. To be honest, I don't think I'm going to have to buy a new one. I'm stubborn and I'm cheap. Yeah, I talked about that problem I had with the other one a few years back. I bought that cable that I used earlier for some troubleshooting. I bought that to replace that one, and I was able to actually go in there and pull all that rubber out of the plug and get it cleaned up, and actually got it to work, and soldered it all back together, wrapped it up and glued it up good, and it's been working flawless now for years. And so I said I'll just keep that cable around just for you know, in case I do get an absolute failure, I have one. Jeez, this is unreal how nasty this is in here. I don't know. Let's see here. Loosen something up? Nope, just more gunk. It's got a little more play in it than it did. I'll keep trying. Nah, nothing. I don't want to push it too hard. Maybe another clip or something in there. Alright, so I'm going to see if I can get to spin this at all. Yeah, no chance. Well, maybe I'll pull these other Allen keys out here, Allen bolts out, separate both sides of this thing. Let's see this one. Nope. Doesn't look like this one's gonna go. Nope, it's stripped. Yeah, this guy here may just work for me here. So it torques a bit. A little oversized. I think I can maybe drive it in there. Use a little smaller hammer. Do this down here in the concrete. Gonna spin out. Hey, it's coming out. All right, cool. I'll actually leave that Torx bit right in that bolt so it stays there. And it looks like it's separating here already. Ugh. All right. Yep, here we go. Some more planetaries. That's a four pinion set. Get that one out of there. Yeah, there's still one more set right there as well. So all that's left in here, man, this is just unbelievable how nasty this is. I don't know if they used oil or grease or what they used in here, but wow, is it bad. So let's see if I can get this planetary set worked out. It's coming. It's slow, but it's coming. Just about got it. There we go. That's out. So now I'm going to try to do, I know that it matters. See if we can kind of scribe something in here. This side. That side was to the motor. And this side, we'll say, we'll just say down. Yeah, I can kind of see it enough. So, yeah, you can see. Let's see here. So again, unlock the focus. There we go. There, that's a good picture. You can see how nasty that is inside that housing. So I'm gonna get some brake clean and get this all cleaned up, and along with all these as well. There we go. So you can see just how disgusting all these planetaries are. So we'll get it though. So I'm getting the last of this Schwintek gearbox apart, and I've come down to what I guess I'll call the final boss. All the planetaries you saw came out pretty easy, and down to the last part, which was the actual drive unit to the shaft out of the gearbox. And so we got a planetary gear set sits here. Sorry for the focus there. Planetary gear set sits here, and this is the output that actually clips into a collar that goes to the drive shaft for the slide mechanism. And so what I found was this is actually, there's two bearings that sit in this. You got one, this focus is terrible. Let's lock that. There we go. So you got one bearing that sits on this side, and then you can see there is a collar inside there, and then another bearing sits on this side here. And both of those bearings were absolutely seized, just completely locked. So I was able to work them out and kind of got it all right. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure as best I can the shaft here. The shaft here. I'll measure the shaft and the diameter here, and see if I can find a couple bearings that will match that. Yeah, best of luck, right? So here is the outer race of one of the bearings. So I can use this and get a pretty decent measurement. But of course they're pretty small, pretty terrible, and I don't think I'm going to have any luck getting any kind of information off these. So here's the inner races, and yeah, we're just not going to have any luck with that. I am pretty confident. So yeah, we'll get out the calipers and see what I can find. If I can find a couple of bearings, the rest of this whole unit is actually going to be pretty easy to rebuild and put back together. So we'll see. If I can't find bearings, then this is just an exercise in you know, trying to learn, see what these are all about, and I'll just buy a new one. So took some measurements on these bearings, and they are actually 10 millimeter by 19 millimeter by 5 millimeter, and I found some on Amazon, $9 a piece, so under 20 bucks shipped. They should be here tomorrow, and we will see how this ends up working out for us. All right, so I found some bearings for these. I have them ordered up on Amazon, and I used my cheap set of calipers I also bought on Amazon to measure it out. And so they are a 19 millimeter outer diameter for the bore, a 10 millimeter inner diameter for the shaft. There we go. And they are 5 millimeters thick. So I ordered those up. They should be here tomorrow. We will see what happens there. And here is the planetary stack up for inside that housing. Everything looks all right except for up here. I am not impressed with this. Schwintek actually used plastic gears for this upper set. Now this is the lowest stress point because this is the high-speed motor input side. But with that said, it also is the high-speed motor input side. So these are quite wobbly, have quite a bit of play in them. I'm not too happy about that. You can actually see. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but inside that bore, they're actually just like egged right out. Pretty terrible. Not too impressed with that. But other than that, all these other gears here are all actual metal gears, so they would be pretty reliable. I got the housing cleaned out. None of this works together super good right now. There's no oil or anything on here. It's very dry, and there's still some grittiness in there. But I think we could actually make this work. We'll see when I get my new bearings. Should be tomorrow. I'll get them pressed on this shaft and see if I can actually make this thing work again. And so that's going to be it for now. We'll wait till the new bearings get here, and then we'll try to assemble this, and I'll do some searching. I don't know if I should pack this up with grease or some type of oil. I'm kind of leaning towards grease, but let me know what you think. Obviously, whatever they used in here did not pan out so well, so I'm gonna try to use something decent. Yeah, we'll see where we go. We'll see how it ends up. Follow along. And so, wouldn't you know, of course, I found these cheap replacement units on eBay, about 50 bucks shipped. That's really not too bad, but knowing how cheap Lippert made the originals, I don't know how much I even trust these. But let me know. I mean, should I order one of these for 50 bucks just to check it out and see? Yeah, maybe I'd order it and just take it apart and see how it compares to the actual original Lippert unit. Give some people out there that are experiencing the same issue, give them an idea of what they can expect for these $50 motors. I know the Lippert original equipment ones right now they're a couple $100 if you want to buy one. So yeah, let me know. So just want to show here, I got it all back together. I don't have the bearings in it yet, but I'm impatient and I just wanted to try this. So I put some grease in it and check this out. This is in manual mode right now, so I can run it. Yeah, but she goes. So, all said and done, everything here is fine. And if I wanted to do the cheap way, I could actually have this fixed for 20 bucks. New bearings and be done. And, I mean, a couple hours of time taking everything apart and cleaning it up, but we'll see where we go. All in all, I'm pretty happy. Worst case, I mean, I had a good learning experience with this and see what it's all about. Hopefully, this video will help somebody out there and, do some troubleshooting with them.